Come on up.
You will be our final two voices tonight. Thank you.
Hi. For the record, I may please the council. My name is Ethan Harrison. I'm a working class queer person who uses they and them pronouns. It's important to not assume gender, though someone might look like something. We should ask them. I was born and raised in Alabama. And I'm a working class queer, live and work in Irvington, the historic district. They've got some great produce that you can liberate up there. Before my comments, I just wanted to note something that I read on Twitter. It's a screenshot from a conversation with Michael Cox, the mayor's communication director. He said that experience tells us when we have to plan for the possibility that disruptions could require council to move to another room. That room's on the third floor, along with the balconies. It's necessary to keep the balconies closed for that reason. There are overflow rooms for viewing. Everyone will have an opportunity to testify further. He noted that in consultation with and at the recommendation of our facilities and security teams, they made that decision. So I just wanted to note that, so you met before and you made plans to exclude the community, and we can't pretend that that's openness, right? I remember a city council where Commissioner Udaley talked about town halls, and I was really inspired by that, right? Like, you get to come up and like talk and meet your neighbors and things. So I was wondering like how many town halls were held before you put this on the council's agenda. I mean, I live in Irvington, right, as I said, and I thought it was kind of funny but kind of scary. My time hasn't started and stopped, and I'll just go ahead and note that I have 3 minutes on the clock here. And Robert's rules are very dear to my heart. In July, I received a notice on Portland City letterhead, and as a tenant, I thought that that was an eviction notice because as a tenant, as a renter, I live with that fear every day due to Portland's inadequate laws for the houseless population and the renter class, although we have made strides with relocation assistance, which I'm really looking forward to talking to the commissioners about this fall. So it turns out it was a notice for a change to an apartment building in Irvington, right? Like, it's a historic district, and so the city has to, in compliance, send out these letters to like everyone in the neighborhood. And I was like, oh, cool, let's read this. They were gonna change some windows in a building. And I got a notice from the city, and I was like, felt really cool. But if we're gonna do the same thing for brick and mortar, then we have to do the same thing for people's lives, right? So I just wanna know, like, we need to be sending out these similar notices, like, hey, wouldn't you love to come and talk about the Portland Police? Granted, it's civic engagement, and you find a lot of times that there are empty meetings, but we should at least try. We should be leveraging the Office of Neighborhood Involvement. Like, why wasn't my neighborhood association getting in contact with me? Although I do realize that some of those only meet like twice a year, which is interesting. Lastly, I guess, breathing is good. As to the comment about the process with the Department of Justice being closed, I will just note that the public found out about this on a Friday, I think last week, and then it was moved to council's agenda the following week. So if I were the mayor, which I don't think that I would want to be, because I'm not, it just doesn't drive with my politics. My question is just like, so you had that closed meeting that had to be secret. You had to follow, like, you know, not secret, but you couldn't talk about it. Why then wasn't there a public comment period? Why didn't you go to Willamette Week and be like, got a cool story for you. Portland's mayor, like, much derided in the streets, wants to talk to you about this new cool thing and wants to involve you. To call these meetings sufficient is, we know that's not right, you know? Like, we don't have technically the ability to back and forth talk, right? And when it happens, like, I'm the person over there talking about how you're filibustering, so like, that's not good. A little self-jab. So, I don't know. I'll close with, you have the capacity to be cordial and congenial, as you've shown with like joking with people earlier. Like, we want, laughter is like a fear response, and it's also something that we use to, I don't know, to be human. And I just wanted to quote Grace Lee Boggs, the person who passed away at 100 years old, lifelong Detroiter, has some really great ideas. And we just need to work in service of being more human beings, and actually like engage in community meaningfully before you develop the rules to develop community involvement bodies. That's where we need to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your testimony. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for
It's
your
a-
patience.
It's a big responsibility to go last. My name is Martha Balsham, and I'm a retired sociology professor from Portland State, a proud member of the local NAACP, and